Hello guys, I'm Yatanjeet Kaur and I'm in a fourth year, plus also I'm a tutor at Inspiring Minds Coaching, and here I'm with my new video on the molar pregnancy. So molar pregnancy is nothing but it is just a form of the gestational trophoblastic diseases. So if we want to define what is molar pregnancy, so basic definition is nothing but it is the benign gestational trophoblastic diseases. Generally, the molar pregnancy are more common in the Asian women's as compared to in the American women's and all these things. So incidence of molar pregnancy in the Asian women's, mainly the Philippines women, is 1 out of 80 women's. Okay, so what are the risk factors of the molar pregnancy? So the main risk factor is the age. So generally by age, that maybe it includes the too young women or the too elderly women. Now too young women means less than 18 years and too elderly women means more than 35 years of age. The other risk factor is low socio-economic status, and there are some cases in which the deficiency of certain things can also causes the molar pregnancy. Mainly the deficiency of vitamin A, proteins and the folic acid. As you all know that folic acid deficiency is very dangerous in the pregnant women. So these are the certain deficiency that can lead to the molar pregnancy. The other thing are, when the blood group A women marries a blood group O positive male, then in that case also there will be the high risk of developing the molar pregnancy. So there are some, like generally the molar pregnancy is divided into the complete one and the partial one. Now what is the meaning of the complete molar pregnancy and the partial pregnancy? Let's discuss. First, with the pathophysiology, if we come across, in this case you will see the ova which is carrying no maternal DNA, means this is what in general empty ova. When it fertilized with the sperm which is either 23X or 23Y, you will get 46XX or 46XY. In this case there will be no genetic material from the mother. The only thing that this is getting is from the father. So it is also known as the androgenetic mole. It is what? Androgenetic mole, or it is also known as a paternal mole, because there is no genetic information from the mother, only from the father. So this is complete mole is diploid. This is what? Diploid. Because as you can see 46 23 plus 23 into 2 is 46, so it is diploid. Now if we come across the partial mole, in this case the ovum is okay, it is containing 23 eggs, it is fertilized by 2 sperms with 23X or 23Y. So in that case you will get what? 69XX or 69XXY. So this is what? Triploid. So if you can see 3 into 23, what you get? 69. So it is what? Triploid. Now what are the other differences? In partial there will be the fetal tissue, but in complete you will not see any fetal tissue. Now if I want to show you diagrammatically how it is going to be, for example, this is the uterus. Okay, so in this incomplete one, all the uterus is covered with the grape like vesicles all over. You will not going to see any fetus over here. Okay, so this is the general presentation of the complete molar pregnancy. And if we are talking about the partial, as I told you, here is a fetal tissue. So what you are going to see? There is the fetal development here you will going to see the fetus, but with also with what, with the mole, hiated mole. So here is no fetus, here will be the fetus. Now it is diffuse or marked trophoblastic proliferation. As there is a all over, as I already show you, incomplete, there will be all over the all of the uterus. It is covered with the what, hiated mole. It is a grape like moles. It is all over the covering the uterus, like this. But in the, if you are talking about the partial one, what you are going to see, there will be the focal trophoblastic tissue proliferation. As you can see, there is a, here is the fetus, and here there is a particular area is covered with what, trophoblastic proliferation. So you got it. What is the focal? Partial is a focal one because there is a fetus is also there, and there is a particular area where you will see the trophoblastic proliferation. But here all over the uterus you will see what, trophoblastic proliferation, no fetal tissue will be there. Now the uterine size in case of complete is more as compared to the partial one. So generally in the uterine size of the complete one is more than the period of amenorrhea, uterine size. But if we are talking about the partial one, here the uterine size is less than or equal to the period of amenorrhea. So just remember this. Now the chance of developing the choriocarcinoma is more in case of what, complete one, and in case of partial one the chance of developing the choriocarcinoma is little bit less, it is 1 to 2%. So what are the other things you are going to see? What is the clinical presentation when the patient comes to you? Let's discuss this. About the clinical picture, if we are going to see, what are the signs, what are the symptoms first? When a female comes to you, she will tells you there will be the history of the amenorrhea, plus also there will be the history of the grape-like vesicle passage, and also the bleeding will be there. So what are the symptoms you are going to see? One is the history of grape-like vesicle passage, along with what, bleeding you will see, and plus history of amenorrhea. Now on physical examination, what things you are going to see? On physical examination, if you see the uterus of the female, that is little bit soft and doughy appearance. Now what is doughy means, all you know, the जो आटा होता है कितना soft सा होता है, the same जो uterus होती है in case of molar pregnancy, it is kind of that type of sensation. So what are the signs you are going to see on physical examination? The uterus is soft and doughy. Okay, and the uterine size, as I already told you, it is more, uterine size is very high than the gestational age. For example, कोई आपके पास फीमेल आई है जिसकी gestational age क्या है 11 weeks, but उसका जो uterine size होगा वो 11 weeks से ज़्यादा होगा. Okay, so the uterine size is more. What else? There will be the absence of external and internal ballotment. Internal ballotment. Now what is this ballotment? Ballotment is nothing. Generally आप जब fetus की movement को outside देखते हो, stomach को करते हो, तो you will feel like कि fluid में fetus इधर उधर जा रहा है. दैट इज़ द बेलॉटमेंट. एक्सटर्नल बेलॉटमेंट जब आप बाहर से देखते हो, इंटरनल बेलॉटमेंट जब आप वजाइना से में हाथ डाल के देखते हो, you will feel कि fetus is going here and there. That is nothing but the bellotment. So in this case, in molar pregnancy, there is no amniotic fluid, so there will be no you can't feel this movement. So there will be absence of external and internal bellotment. Now what are the complications you are going to see in this case? जनरली आपके पास कोई फीमेल आई, उसने फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स टेक अ क्लिनिकल क्वेश्चन. कोई आपके पास फीमेल आती है, ठीक है, उसकी एज फॉर एग्जांपल 29 ईयर्स की है. 29 ईयर्स ओल्ड फीमेल कम्स टू यू विद द जेस्टेशन रेट फॉर लेट्स से 12 वीक्स, और वो आपको कह रही है कि डॉक्टर फ्रॉम सम डेज, फ्रॉम 3 or 4 days आई एम हैविंग द ब्लीडिंग, प्लस ऑल्सो आई एम एक्सपीरियंसिंग द पेल्विक प्रेशर. एंड वो आपको ये भी बताते हैं कि उसको 1 वीक से लगातार बहुत सारी वॉमिटिंग्स हो रही है, मीन्स हाइपर एमिसिस है उसको. सो व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू विद दैट फीमेल? सो लेट्स डिस्कस विद दैट. हम पहले कॉम्प्लिकेशन डिस्कस करेंगे, उसके बाद हाउ वी विल डायग्नोस दैट कंडीशन एंड हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू मैनेज दिस कंडीशन. ओके, आपके पास पेशेंट आई है. सो व्हाट इज़ अ कॉम्प्लिकेशन ऑफ द मोलर प्रेगनेंसी? Now the main complications are, first is what? Hyperemesis. As I told you, आपके पास फीमेल आई, वो बोल रही है उसको पास्ट वीक से बहुत सारी वॉमिटिंग हो रही है. सो व्हाट इज़ hyperemesis? Now ये hyperemesis क्यों हो रही है? As you all know, generally molar pregnancy is nothing but the proliferation of the trophoblast. So जब ज़्यादा ट्रोफोब्लास्ट की proliferation होगी तो ऑब्वियसली बात है कि बीटा SCG भी ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस होगा. सो बीटा SCG अगर ज़्यादा है तो यू विल गोइंग टू सी व्हाट? हाइपरेमेसिस ड्यू टू इंक्रीज बीटा SCG. Now what other things you are going to see is thyrotoxicosis. Now ये thyrotoxicosis क्यों हुई? Generally, as I told you, the beta SCG is having 2 units, the alpha and the beta one. So इस केस में क्या होगा, जो alpha sub unit है, it can mimics like FSH, LH and TSH. So TSH के साथ अगर वो mimic कर रही है तो obviously it will stimulate the thyroid gland. So what you are going to see is thyrotoxicosis. The other thing you are going to see is pulmonary embolism. नाउ क्या होगा, ये जो भी हमने बोला कि ग्रेप लाइक जो भी स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं, दे मे गो टू द मेटरनल सर्कुलेशन एंड दे कैन ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट दैट एंड कॉजेज व्हाट? द पल्मोनरी एम्बोलिज्म. ओके, एंड प्लस ऑल्सो यू आर गोइंग टू सी, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज थीका ल्यूटियल सिस्ट. थीका ल्यूटियल सिस्ट, एज आई टोल्ड यू, इसमें यहाँ पे ज़्यादा बीटा SCG प्रोडक्शन है. तो जनरली जो बीटा SCG कॉर्पस ल्यूटियम को मेंटेन करता है, सो इट कैन लीड्स टू व्हाट? ज़्यादा बीटा SCG होगा तो इट विल लीड्स टू व्हाट? थीका ल्यूटियल सिस्ट. So these are the some complication of the molar pregnancy. So now let's go to the investigation. How you are going to investigate? We already had the case of that female. So इस केस में आपको पता लग गया कि हाँ हाइपरेमेसिस है इस पेशेंट को, तो इसको ब्लीडिंग भी हो रही है, और सो आपके दिमाग में आ गया कि हाँ इसको क्या है, व्हाट? शी इज़ हैविंग द मोलर प्रेगनेंसी. बट हम बिना इन्वेस्टिगेशन किए ये चीज़ कंफर्म नहीं कर सकते. फॉर दैट वी हैव टू स्टडी व्हाट? द इन्वेस्टिगेशन मैथड्स. Now the diagnostics we are going to go for. The first is investigation of choice we are going to do is ultrasound. Obviously कोई भी फीमेल आपके पास आती है गायनी में तो फर्स्ट यू ऑलवेज गो फॉर अल्ट्रासाउंड. On ultrasound what you are going to see? आप देखेंगे कि वहाँ पे स्नो स्टॉर्म appearance you are going to find on ultrasound, or you can say there will be the grape like cyst all over the uterus. So snow storm appearance or grape like cyst. Now, what is the golden standard for the diagnosis of molar pregnancy is histopathological analysis. Why we are going to, why I told you why it is golden standard, because generally this is a benign condition. बट ये बिनाइन कंडीशन मेलिग्नेंट भी तो हो सकती है. अगर फॉर दैट हमें इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए वी विल गो फॉर हिस्टोपैथोलॉजिकल examination, ताकि we can rule out if there is any malignancy or not. So this is what, this is gold standard. We're doing this for malignancy rule out. Now these are the investigation. Now अब वो फीमेल आपके पास आई थी, आपने उसकी अल्ट्रासाउंड वगैरह भी कर ली और ये सब भी कर लिया. नाउ यू केम टू नो दैट शी इज़ हैविंग व्हाट, मोलर प्रेगनेंसी. नाउ अब उस केस को आप कैसे मैनेज करोगे, लेट्स सी. फॉर द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ दैट पेशेंट, now the management. For management, first we will go for the suction and curettage. Suction and curettage. We will remove that all the hiated moles from the uterus. उसके बाद वी आर गोइंग जस्ट, हम रेगुलर चेकअप के लिए उसको बुलाएंगे बीटा एचसीजी की मॉनिटरिंग के लिए. सो व्हाट अदर वी आर गोइंग टू डू, दैट विल गो फॉर बीटा एचसीजी मॉनिटरिंग. बीटा एचसीजी मॉनिटरिंग फॉर एग्जांपल आपने उसके इसके फर्स्ट वीक में कर ली, ठीक है, नेगेटिव आई. सेकेंड वीक फिर बुलाओगे तब भी नेगेटिव है, थर्ड वीक बुलाओगे तो भी नेगेटिव है. सो यू हैव टू गो फॉर बीटा एचसीजी मॉनिटरिंग फॉर कॉन्जिक्यूटिव 3 वीक्स. और उसके बाद आप क्या करोगे, उस फीमेल को हर एक मंथ के लिए बुलाओगे. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल 1 मंथ के बाद नेगेटिव आया, 2 मंथ के बाद नेगेटिव आया, ऐसे ही आप उसको मॉनिटर करोगे फॉर द 6 मंथ्स. सो बीटा एचसीजी मॉनिटरिंग फॉर 3 consecutive weeks, plus after that every month for 6 months. Okay, so all these things come under the management. Now what other treatment, what other things you are going to give is, आप उसको OCPs दे सकते हो, combined OCPs. Okay, never ever give this patient intrauterine devices. Why? Because जनरली क्या होता है, यूट्रस बहुत सॉफ्ट होती है इस केस में, और जब आप कोई इंट्रायूट्राइन डिवाइस इंसर्ट करोगे तो इट मे लीड्स टू रप्चर ऑफ द यूट्रस, और उसके फर्दर बहुत सीवियर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस हो सकते हैं. सो नेवर एवर गिव द इंट्रायूट्राइन डिवाइसेस टू दिस पेशेंट. सो IUDs आर contraindicated. Contraindicated. Okay, so guys, this is all about the molar pregnancy. और अब हमारा जो पेशेंट था हमारे पास आया, हमने उसको डायग्नोस भी कर लिया बाय अल्ट्रासाउंड, उसको मैनेजमेंट भी उसकी कर ली, और अब हम उसे मॉनिटर करेंगे. So in this way you can go with your clinical questions, and if you guys having any doubt you can just message us on the Telegram group, or you can comment in the comment section, and please follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and join us on Telegram group. So thanks guys for watching my video.